You know life is funny. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, this nice, safe little routine, something happens that changes everything. Take Eleanor Vance, for instance. She was just a cleaning lady maneuvering her cart through the chaotic halls of a high-powered law firm, listening as the room filled with frustration and legal jargon that made her head spin. At that moment, she was invisible to everyone around her, but beneath her calm exterior lay a burning desire that had once driven her to law school, a dream she had to put on hold when life took an unexpected turn into single motherhood instead. People saw her as just a cleaner, barely noticing her at all, dismissing her dreams as if they were dust under the rug. What could she possibly know about law? They'd smirk, not knowing that beneath the surface, Eleanor had never stopped learning. She had encyclopedic knowledge and sharp insights just waiting for a chance to be recognized. The tension in that conference room was thick, and as the lawyers struggled to find a solution to an insurmountable problem, Eleanor found her voice urging the frazzled attorneys to look at a critical flaw they had overlooked. It was accidental, really, speaking up like that. But it was the spark that would ignite the fire of her truly remarkable journey, the transformation from an overlooked single mum to a powerful force in corporate law, teaching everyone around her a thing or two about real success. My hands trembled as I pushed my cleaning cart down the gleaming corridors of Sterling and Coney. I was invisible to them, a mere shadow in the high-stakes world of corporate law, dismissed before I even spoke. It burned. The laughter behind closed doors, the way they looked through me, not at me. Just a cleaning lady, they'd say, before diving back into their endless bickering over legal jargon, oblivious to the brilliance lurking in the corners of their precious conference room. But one moment changed everything. Arthur, that sharp-dressed CEO, had come to me in secret seeking advice after I pointed out the flaw in that contract. I could see the gears turning in his head. He'd never admit it, but I was right. "Can you keep this between us?" he had asked, glancing over his shoulder, like a thief caught in the act. I nodded, a rush of adrenaline shooting through me with each word I spoke. Then came the day, the pinnacle of my struggle. An intern, smug and arrogant, cornered me in the supply room. "What do you even know about law?" She sneered, her laughter ringing in my ears. "You're just a janitor." I took a breath, my heart pounding. You'd be surprised what a cleaning lady can pick up when she's paying attention. But the pressure built. A viral video of me explaining the law made its way across the internet, and suddenly I wasn't just a quiet observer, I was a threat. It felt like the whole firm turned on me, eyes no longer averted but trained, judging. And Arthur, he struggled to maintain the facade of dominance, wrestling with his pride against the growing admiration for the woman he'd once overlooked. My insights helped save the firm, but at what cost? The tension strained our bond victory, overshadowed by the gnawing fear of exposure. I was tired of being underestimated, tired of standing in the shadows. If they wanted a fight, they were going to get one. I refused to back down. I was Eleanor Vance, a woman of resilience, a mind like steel wrapped in the fabric of labour, and I was ready to challenge everything they thought they knew. Things were going pretty good for a while there, at least, after that wild moment when I first spoke up. But let me tell you, that was just the calm before the storm. See, once you shine a light on something, like realizing that a cleaning lady actually knows her way around contract law, people don't just embrace that. Oh no. They circle the wagons, stick their noses a bit higher in the air, and treat you like you just walked in with the wrong VIP pass at a gala. And sure enough, there I was, trying to help out Arthur, giving him nuggets of wisdom disguised as legal advice. But every time we met, the whispers got louder. Who does she think she is? Followed by throat clearings and eye rolls from the interns who'd pull a "the only cleaning I do is with my own hands, thank you very much" routine. Great, just great. Apparently, ignorance comes with a side of snobbery, extra crispy. But let's not overlook the irony. I'm cleaning up after these so-called legal experts while quietly schooling them on actual law. I mean, can we just appreciate that juxtaposition? It's absurd, really, like if the janitor accidentally solved a Rubik's Cube while everyone else stood around debating whether it was a legitimate competition. So there I was, ready to jump into the fray, but getting shoved back every time I reached out to help. Rejection here. Obstacle there, honestly. It felt like trying to swim in molasses. Yet in the chaos of rolling my eyes at their cluelessness, there burned this flicker of determination. I was not going to let the naysayers snuff it out. I could almost hear that tiny voice in my head saying, "Keep going, Eleanor. You've got this." And oh boy, did I ever need that pep talk. The tension kept building, the stakes kept rising, and while the team was busy doubting, I was just starting to figure out a way to turn that doubt into fuel for my fire. Because at the end of the day, if they thought they could push me to the side, they were in for a surprise. This cleaning lady was just getting warmed up. Eleanor stood at the entrance of the courtroom, her heart pounding, each thump echoing the weight of unspoken doubts. This was the moment. She had been Arthur's silent partner in the shadows, but here everything hung in the balance. Her eyes locked onto Arthur. The tension radiated off him, a raw energy vibrating with unseen worry. He was about to summon the courage to speak in front of a room full of experts. And yet she could see it. The flicker of hesitation, the fear of inadequacy. "Look," she breathed, steadying herself, feeling the warmth of unshed tears. "You know what they're afraid of." The air thickened. He offered a fleeting glance of gratitude, a crack in his armor, and for a brief moment the world outside faded. It was just them two souls standing against the tide. "Now go on. Just remember, you don't have to do this alone anymore." He straightened, inhaled deeply, and the darkness began to lift. The room felt less daunting, less hostile. With every word he spoke, the confidence in his voice grew. Moments stretched, and Eleanor could feel something shifting, something rising like the first warm light of dawn. As he delivered the argument, his conviction echoed in her chest. "I see you, Eleanor," he said, almost under his breath, a silent promise in the chaos. In that instant, both realized this was not about accolades or titles. It was about standing tall together against all odds. The courtroom erupted in applause. But it wasn't just a victory for the firm, it was a tipping point. Eleanor's fears began to dissolve, and a spark ignited within her. This wasn't the end, it was a beginning. Here, in this pivotal moment on the brink of triumph, an unstoppable force was born, a lesson learned, a journey embraced. Together they would redefine what it meant to rise. As the lights dimmed in the prestigious boardroom, a palpable anticipation filled the air. It was the company gala, but for Eleanor, it felt like the culmination of her journey, a moment she dared to dream about. Arthur stood at the podium, nervously adjusting his tie as the audience settled, whispers buzzing with curiosity. Tonight, I want to talk about the true architects of our success. He began, glancing toward Eleanor, whose heart raced at the unexpected spotlight. One voice shone through the chaos, a voice that transformed our firm from the inside out. With that, he motioned for her to come forward. The applause erupted, a sea of faces, fellow lawyers, who once dismissed her, now standing, recognizing the strength that had always been there. Eleanor took a deep breath, approaching the microphone with hesitant grace. "Thank you, Arthur," she said, her voice steady, wrapping itself around the room like a warm embrace. This journey wasn't just about contracts or court cases. It was about seeing value where others overlooked it. As she spoke, glances passed among the crowd, some filled with admiration, others with disbelief. Eleanor's words painted vivid images of sleepless nights spent studying law while caring for her daughter. The quiet struggles, the sacrifices, each moment now crystallized into a narrative of triumph. When the applause faded, Arthur stepped beside her, extending a hand. The gesture wasn't merely symbolic. It was a powerful statement of unity. Eleanor grasped his hand, feeling both grounded and uplifted, as if the past's weight had become a feather. Together, Arthur declared, "We've rewritten our story." With that, they sealed their collaboration, a new chapter marked by hopes and dreams rather than scars. But as Eleanor walked away from the podium, a quiet smirk crossed her face. She had done it, yet deep down she knew success didn't erase the scars of her past. It simply made them worth it. Each struggle lingered as a reminder of how far she had come, igniting a fire in her spirit to shine even brighter. As I stand here reflecting on the journey Eleanor and Arthur took together, I'm reminded of how power often rests in the most unexpected hands. Eleanor, a cleaning lady with dreams of a legal career, long abandoned, transformed her life through resilience and a refusal to diminish her worth in a world eager to overlook it. The bond she forged with Arthur illuminated the harsh truth about trust and vulnerability, forming a partnership that challenged their own beliefs about privilege and position. In a society that frequently equates status with intelligence, Eleanor's triumph begs a profound question. Is revenge a justified reclaiming of power, or does it only escalate the cycle of pain and distrust? Some may argue that seeking retribution against those who belittle us is a form of justice, while others may contend that true strength lies in forgiveness and moving forward. As Eleanor chose to rise above her struggles, she showed us the profound impact of lifting each other, not just through actions, but through mutual respect and acknowledgement of one another's value. What will we do with the power we possess? Will we guard it jealously or share it generously? As we close this chapter, consider this. Have you ever found strength in unexpected places? Or perhaps challenged someone else's narrow views of your worth? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story could inspire change in someone else's journey. Remember, every act of courage reshapes destinies.